Hi, my name is Liza and welcome to my YouTube channel. In 2023, I was privileged enough to attend the Yale Young Global Scholars program on a full scholarship. I wanted to make this video to share some parts of my application with you and also to help prospective students. By the way, I applied early action and I strongly encourage you to do the same. Okay, so let's start with the session selection. There are 4 options, and I only chose 2. My first choice was literature, philosophy, and culture, and my second choice was politics, law, and economics. For LPC, I talked about how I express myself through writing, and for PLE, I talked about how certain things affected me and how they sparked several of my interests. For my YYGS short answer, I talked about living in a small village and how I really wanted to experience diversity and how attending the program would actually provide me with that opportunity. I was available for all the 3 sessions, but I ranked the second one as my first choice. I was accepted for the first one. I didn't really mind it. I was okay with all the 3. Now let's move on to education. My school official submitted my grades from 9th grade and from the first quarter of 10th grade. When I applied, they only requested 1 recommendation letter and I chose my English teacher as my recommender. You can include up to 5 different awards. I only included 3. If I'm not mistaken. So the first one was my 3rd place in Regional English Olympiad, and the award that I received, like money prize. I also won 1 district competition in foreign languages, and I basically demonstrated strong speaking and grammar skills. And I also entered top 7% of all the participants in a state competition in the English language. That competition was tied to both grammar and the culture, and I mentioned that I also got a special prize that is only given to a small number of students. I didn't submit English proficiency scores because I didn't have them at that time. I would say that if you are satisfied with your score, you should definitely include it as part of your application. You can submit 3 different activities. I only submitted 1. It was kind of risky, but in my case, I prioritized quality over quantity, and I just wanted the admissions committee to understand that I'm really passionate about languages and language learning. In my description, I mentioned that I instruct underprivileged children from India, develop strong English skills, promote interest in learning the language. And then you had to describe why this activity is meaningful to you. Here's what I wrote. My life would be incomplete if I left the world without making a social change. It has always been important for me to help others, which brought me to the name of the organization. I now spread the knowledge of one of the most spoken languages in the world to children who come from disadvantaged backgrounds. Tutoring helps me practice basic speech, job tranquility, group work, and communication skills. I make international friends worldwide and learn to be an active listener. I am proud to be a part of the name of the organization and make students' lives better. I would say that the prestige of your activities does not matter as long as you can demonstrate why these activities are important to you and how they inspired you to be a better person. Don't forget that the order of your activities and awards matters. Now I'm gonna discuss what I wrote in my essays and I'm gonna read some of them. The prompt for my personal statement when I applied was, what can you do today that you did not think you could do a year ago? Please reflect on what it looked like to learn and develop this skill, including if others helped you. How do you encourage yourself when you are trying something new? So I Basically, it talks about how the Eurovision Song Contest inspired me to start learning Italian. I wanted to discuss that because I knew that at that time many people started learning Italian because of the Eurovision Song Contest, and I just wanted to demonstrate that if I start doing something, I can get really serious about it. By the way, I later won 2 international competitions. I translated Italian texts into Russian. I mentioned the problems and the difficulties I faced and how I overcame them. My last paragraph was pretty generic. As of November 2022, I reached a high level of proficiency in Italian, thus achieving my goal. What once was a dream came to reality now. To me, the Eurovision Song Contest is not just a songwriting competition anymore, but a perfect way to experience various cultures and gain useful skills. I really love my fast takes and I am so proud of them, even almost 3 years later. So I'm gonna read them now. So the first one was, what is the best advice you've heard? Please know the source of the advice if possible. I started the quote and I wrote, you should be the person that motivates you. Take a look at what you have already accomplished in life so far and be excited to achieve more, facing all the struggles and difficulties with courage. At the end of the day, you only have yourself. End quote. Then I put my first and last name. I feel like it was pretty cool. The second fast take was, what would you be willing to wait in a really long line for? Why? Registration is my most favorite part of the journey. I could wait in queues for hours, being excited for check-in to go. The sounds of suitcase wheels rolling on the floor add magic to the process. The actual trip might not matter, but the airport check-in progress always does. This is still true. I really love being at the airport and feeling that excitement that comes with traveling. We want to learn more about your background, beliefs, values, and/or the important people in your life. Please tell us about something that has influenced you and articulate how it has shaped you. I talked about how reading a book changed me. It really did, by the way. It's not just a book that you read in one day and then forget about it for the rest of your life. I'm still grateful that I read that book back then, and it still holds some sort of importance to me because I was applying for literature, philosophy, and culture as my first choice. I mentioned one of my poems in order to demonstrate that I would be a good fit for this program. So that's it. If you have any questions, you can leave them down in the comments or text me on Instagram. Thank you for watching. I hope the video was helpful. See you next time.